We're bringing to you a special edition of the AM Talk today, and our discussions mainly will be on the exploits of the teams at the African Cup of Nations taking place in Equatorial Guinea, but particularly also a team that many of us really didn't have our hopes banked on, the Blackstars we're talking about, and how now they seem to be making a lot more people proud. Yesterday, I lost a bet. I ate humble pie. I hope that I keep eating humble pie just to prove me. I guess I always need to be pessimistic to make sure that the Blackstars are always very successful when they get to these tournaments. But let's do the discussions. I have as my guest, and here we have Baba Tando, our main leading female sports journal in our studio here. And thanks for joining us. And Mama Viuso Abwaje is also going to do add-on questioning as well. The lady in red.
Really, like you guys are sandwiching me to ask me questions?
No.
I thought the AM talk was just you. So we'll answer the questions together. And good, it serves you right that you lost the bet. How I wish your whole salary would go down the drain.
Please don't go that way. The salary. All right. In the meantime, what's been your assessment of the tournament as far as the quarterfinal stage is concerned? Because we've had 2 days of quarterfinal stage matches.
All right, so you're asking about the tournament?
Not a tournament, because
just about the quarterfinals.
The quarterfinal stage.
Well, I think it's lived up to the billing, with the exception of the game between Tunisia and the host Equatorial Guinea, for which Koulibaly, was it Koulibaly? No, I'll get the name of the referee for you. For which he awarded a dubious penalty. It actually took out a bit of shine from the AFCON, because we're always complaining about unfair officiating and all of that. We're trying to do well to put a stop, or kind of reduce all those actions that tend to dent the image of the AFCON, and poor officiating is one of them. And so that game actually took a bit of shine out of the AFCON, because the Tunisians believed that they deserved to win. I mean, fine, they could have gotten a penalty, Equatorial Guinea, I mean, but it should have been on fair basis. And, you know, after that, the Tunisian FA president, Al Radi, he has actually resigned from CAF. He's a member of CAF, a top official of CAF. He's resigned. And a financial officer also on the CAF committee, the finance committee of CAF, who is also a Tunisian, has also resigned. So, I mean, if we'll have one tournament that would have 2 major resignations this way, I think that there's a lot to be desired.
But why were they resigning for? I mean,
no, I mean, they believe that
sometimes bad refereeing can always change games. We see it in England, we see it in Europe a lot more. So.
I understand, but in England, usually it's with clubs, and it happens everywhere anyway. In Ghana, look, we have
countless times.
Let me just shush on that one. But then the Tunisians, especially the officials who resigned, I think that they thought that they were treated unfairly, for which reason they thought that CAF could have done something better. I mean, well, I don't know what they were expecting CAF to do anyway. Issa Hayatou and his men, sometimes they can be very funny. But they think that it was really unfair to them on the part of CAF. And so, look, if you guys are not going to be genuine, then we cannot continue working with you. I think basically that was it.
Now, we have Reverend Osei Kofi, and a former Black Star player. He's on the line, so as you get to speak to him, I'll also try to ready some questions.
Okay, if you want me to help with the interview, I don't mind.
No.
Reverend, good morning. Hello, Rev, good morning.
Good morning, madam.
Rev, congratulations to all of us for qualifying to the semi-finals, but did you see it coming?
Thank you for the congratulatory message for all of us, as you said. We are all praying for them. Anyway, I saw it coming because of the way the boys are playing after losing the first match. You know, Ghana is used to those things, and we started winning and taking match after match, and Ghana always do improve match after match, so I saw this coming.
I see. Rev, but it means that basically you have been impressed with the way the Black Stars have grown game after game, if that's what you're saying.
Yeah, and you know, as an old footballer, a coach, and an administrator, I hope I know most of the intricacies in football. And this is the only group for some time that has adopted to the Africa Cup of Nations tournament who are favorites or a contestant to the cup. So, in fact, I was happy when they beat Bafana because that was the team I was afraid of. You know, they are together because of their local league, and 70% of the players are home based. So, and it's unfortunate, you know, during the qualifiers, they went through unbeaten, and they couldn't translate that into the AFCON proper. So, after beating them, I got to know, no, this is the team that has adopted into the AFCON, which are contenders for the cup.
I see. Rev, but would you also say that this emotional punishments that Ghanaians have actually subjected the Black Star players to has done some good other than bad?
This is football. Anything at all can happen. Football doesn't speak the truth. When we had Anthony Yeboah Abedipele, the best players in those times, and we couldn't win the cup, who just gave this team a dog chance to win. But this is football for you. The day you don't expect or the year you don't expect, that is when. You know, this team, the one thing I have confidence in them. You know, Abraham Grant is a new coach. Within 1 month, he brought in 31 players, pruned them down to 23 within 2 weeks, which is very, very difficult and impossible, but he has done it. And the team has also grown into a winsome team who are gradually catching up in all the aspects of football in the AFCON. That is why I don't know the question that you put me, that might be the case. No. This is why I told you football for you. This is a different ball game altogether. I've been watching most of our games that we played from the 90s up to today. For the past 33 years, that this year, the boys have adopted a Ghanaian system. Yesterday, I heard one of the commentators saying, this is what the Ghanaians used to do, that agro thing, after scoring the 3 goals. And it makes you to relax, to do whatever you want. And if they can continue, it is avant-garde. I told people that the way the man speaks with confidence, if that confidence can be transferred into the team, they will go far. And this is exactly what Ghana is doing now.
Now, this is Roland. And as you were talking early on, you were talking about how the team and how they can win and etc. At this point, do you think that, well, we still need to take the game for the next one more seriously than we should be thinking of as far as the final is concerned? Let me just rephrase my question. Do you think that our mind should be on the final when we have a semi-final game to play with the host nation?
My friend, if you don't play the semi-finals, how can you go to
Precisely.
the finals?
I'm asking this because in your comment you said that the hope of any nation is always on the team that is best suited on paper. But as far as we're concerned, there was no hope on this very team that they can go forward, but they seem to be doing so well. And you think that they can win the cup. Do I get that very conclusion? As
an old footballer and a coach, that is why initially I said, let's tackle match after match. We lost the first game. We won the second game 1, the third one 2, and the fourth one 3. It means we are progressing, which is helping us a lot. And we are playing good football too. That is the reason why our match in the semi-finals against the host, this is where we have to be very, very careful. You know, in 1965, when we went to Tunisia, we got to the finals against the host country. And because of that, the bus which used to come and pick us for training, could you believe on Friday, a day before the match, the car didn't come. We protested, and yes, so we have to go and just ask where they wash things and dry them, and that is the place we train on Saturday against the Sunday's match. Now, before the tournament, we went to Ivory Coast to play a friendly match against them in the night. And now we had difficulties in the floodlights. So in the finals, when we got to the stadium by 2 p.m., the match has been rescheduled to 6 p.m. without our knowledge. Not knowing the Ivorians have just told the officials that our goalkeepers' eyes are not good for the floodlights. A competition of this nature. And that is exactly what happened against Equatorial Guinea and Tunisia. You could see. And I was happy that what they did to us in 1965 was done to them only 3 days ago. You see, football. So that is the reason why, if you ask me, are we going to finals, we have to be very careful. And whatever frustration that the host country will do to Ghana, in fact, the composure of the team now, playing as Ghanaians in an Africa Cup of Nations, I'm not afraid. By all means, we will go to the finals. And let's finish this one first. And when we get to the finals, then we know what we have to do.
Rev, back to me. You know, there was a call for Jordan Ayew to be benched. I mean, in this quarterfinal that we played yesterday. Do you think that, and we know also that a coach doesn't change his winning team. Jordan was part of the winning team against the Bafana. He changed and brought in Kwesi Appiah. We saw a massive improvement in that particular position that Jordan plays. But do you think that this the coach is justified?
Yesterday at a press conference, the coach said something about him that he's not a bad player. Sister, to be honest with you, I don't criticize footballers, as I know no footballer will train for the whole tournament and ask the spectators to be at the stadium for him to come and disgrace himself. Nobody will do that. But Jordan is one of the best players in the team now. There's no two ways about it. But he's good in Europe, not in Africa. So he has to try to adapt into the African system. The first match, he played 90 minutes. We lost. The second match, as soon as he was withdrew, we won 1. The third match, he was withdrew. We scored 2. Yesterday, he was not part of the team, and we scored 3. It means there's something wrong somewhere. That is why he is one of the best players in Europe, especially the European system. But this is African football, which is different from the Europe. You see, Anthony Yeboah and the people I was talking about.
Yes.
They couldn't win any of the Africa Cup, but they were the best during their time. I remember I went to Germany to visit him, and on Saturday, just before a league match, every black person in Frankfurt was called Anthony Yeboah. It's not a joke. So Jordan has to adapt to the African system. He is still a young boy. He can fit into the team sometimes. The coach said something about him, which was not bad at all. That he's a good player, which there is no two ways about that. But in Europe, not in Africa. So he has to adapt, as Kwesi Appiah has adapted into the system.
Now, we know that we have Equatorial Guinea next, but in the other semi-final will be is it the DR Congo
Ivory Coast and the DRC.
And Ivory Coast. We know the outcome of that match is also crucial, just as the outcome of our match. What do you think are the permutations as far as those pairings are concerned?
For the first, this is not the first. As for Ivorians, they are always favorite to win the cup in almost all the competitions that I have watched. But they used to disappoint. But this time, they have also have their reason. They have the best African footballer and the most expensive African player in the team. So, you know, Congo was in their group during the qualifier, which they beat Ivorians. And the Cameroonians also beat the Ivorians. And this is why it is a different ball game altogether during the qualifiers. As I did refer, the South Africans, they went through unbeaten, but they flopped in the AFCON. So Congo is also doing well, but with the Ivorians, the way the Ivorians are now on their feet, I think Ivorians can pick the 3 points or qualify to the finals at the expense of the Congolese. And I think Ghana also with whatever they will do. You know, Ghana, we have won the Africa Cup for 4 times. Always when they are mentioning, they said the 4 times win it. And the way they have picked up has added a bite to the team now. So I don't think if even the referee puts on a jersey to play for Equatorial Guinea, Ghana can win the match.
So, Rev, going forward in our next game on Thursday, I want to ask, what should change?
We are in Ghana here. They are also there. Yesterday, what happened to Asamoah, nobody knows whether it was so serious or he might be free to play. As you rightly said at the beginning, that we don't change the winning team. Now the coach has got his rhythm in even selecting the team. And I'm happy. Every good team starts from the bench. And now anybody at all that the coach will bring on will come and play his best for the team. So I know Abam Grant will do his own.
Okay, well, thank you very much, Reverend Osei Kofi, and one-time football great for the Black Stars. And we say thanks for joining us on the line. We also have Kwame Jumo Ajimine, our correspondent in Equatorial Guinea, on the line as well. Thanks for joining us, Kwame. First, I would want to ask you. Okay, I would want to ask you what's the current state of Asamoah following that very incident towards the end of the match.
Well, at this point, the player is going to have a scan. That's what we were told by Dr. Adam Baba. I'm sure in the next couple of hours we'll know the extent to which our skipper is injured and whether he'll be available for selection come at the semi-final game against the host nation.
And following the incident yesterday, we know that there had been concerns being raised in the Ghana camp. But overall, following that win against the team that they had yesterday, what's the atmosphere in camp?
Well, you bet the atmosphere in camp is going to be one of excitement. Who would have thought after we lost our first in Senegal that we were going to be making it thus far? And I recall after that first loss in our first group game, there were a lot of pundits, there were a lot of journalists who thought that coming against Algeria and match day 2, the Algerians, Africa's #1 side, and having had a wonderful cup and a good qualifying phase as well. Not too many people in here gave the Black Stars a chance of getting anything out of that win. And then we got a result, and then we had to come back against the South Africans, and now we're beating Guinea by 3-0 to make it to yet another semi-final. It's now 5 on the bounce. As to whether the lads can go beyond another semi-final appearance remains to be seen, but we're confident, and the players are also confident. What they are saying is that they are taking one match at a time. They don't want to too far further into the final later this Sunday. And we're going to put everything into that game against the Equatorial Guinea. But of course, you all do recall what happened in the game between the host and Tunisia. They are saying that they're not going to leave anything to chance. They're going to go out there, fight till their death, and hopefully they get a result against the host nation in the sense.
You made mention of journalists and pundits in there. That's Equatorial Guinea for the AFCON. What do they think of the Ghana team? Do they think it's just a roller coaster ride that the Black Stars are having?
Trust me, they're not really giving us a chance. I mean, if you've seen all the 4 games we played in this tournament so far, it's not like we've been so big. We seem to be just doing the basic things. I mean, being efficient, converting our chances, and football is all about taking your chances. Once you take your chances and you get a result, then you know that you're winning. But if you look at our overall performance, apart from yesterday's game against Guinea, where we seem to have dominated a bit, if you look at all our 3 group games, we're not really that top notch. So there are still a lot of people here who still don't think that the Black Stars can go all the way. The jury is still out on us, but as long as we're winning, who cares?
Itinerary for today.
Say that again.
What is the itinerary? What is the team's itinerary for today?
Well, after every match day, they do have a shake-up. They're not really going to be doing anything intense today. They're just going to be having a shake-up, and then from tomorrow, there's going to be preparation for the semi-final game.
I see. So, We wish you all the best. Unless Mamabi has something to ask
just
you.
before you go, you know how Equatorial Guinea's game ended with Tunisia. What are supporters, Ghanaian supporters, saying? Are we afraid of the next game? Because if we're playing the host nation, that is a big deal.
Well, if you make your way to Equatorial Guinea, there's one thing that you're going to notice. You'd notice that there are several nationals from almost every West African country in here. Quite a number of them rooting for their nations. And I recall after the game against Tunisia, everyone that we have met has been telling us, guys, if you play against a host nation on, fasting, and you get a goal, make sure you get a second, make sure you get a third, make sure you get a fourth. Because if it's 1-0, there's always a chance that the man in the center might just end up being funny, and that's what they're encouraging us to do.
All right, Kwame, I'm sure we'll speak to you later on News Today and also on Soccer Rock. So keep getting more information on Asamoah Gyan, and let's speak to you later.
Sure, thank you.
Hasta luego.
I don't know, whatever that is.
That means later.
But Kwame Juma is our colleague here, part of Team Multimedia representing in Equatorial Guinea.
Yeah. I really want to see how, coming into the game against, who did we play again yesterday?
Guinea, what?
Coming into the game against Guinea yesterday, they moved from Mongomo to Malabo, and the temperatures are really different. In Mongomo, I think it was okay, more like Accra, more like Ghana. But in Malabo, it was very humid, and so it was a big concern for Avram Grant yesterday ahead of the game. No, I mean when they got there on Friday, he was worried and thought that look, the temperatures were going to affect his players, and then I mean when the temperatures are quite different, it affects the pitch as well. So I was very scared, especially when he was in Mongomo and he said that the pitch contributed to his side's loss against Senegal. I really didn't know what to expect. But
I don't even know why we're talking about this right now and why the coach would be concerned. Because prior to this whole tournament, where did we go?
We went to Spain.
Yeah. Is the weather the same?
Yeah, but
I don't know why now that we're in the country, we are concerned
about. Hey, the thing is, we're winning and nothing else matters.
But Kwame made a significant point about how the jury is still out there as to whether the Blackstars can go forward or get to the ultimate. What's your
Roland, let me go back, rewind to our game against Senegal. After that game, even the issue with the Brazilian brouhaha became worse. The dent became quite big on the minds of every Ghanaian. Then they go on to beat Algeria, and everybody goes like, this is a wake-up call. Let's see what happens. And then we go ahead and then we beat Bafana. And we go on, march on, beat Equatorial, beat Guinea. I don't know what we are expecting anymore. I mean, and they've shown class in every game. The momentum builds up after every game, and they get better after every game. Trust me. Let me find out from you. Our game against Equatorial. Why do I keep saying Equatorial Guinea? Our game against Guinea. Comparing that to our game against Bafana, wasn't there an improvement?
There was vast improvement.
Massive improvement. Our game against Bafana,
what contributed to that?
Well, I think it's the boys' hunger for success. Okay. Basically, it was determination, it was perseverance. And, coming into that game, there was a lot of talk, especially from the Guinean camp. They were saying that, look, we've been chastised, we've been not ostracized, but we've been chastised so much, and we've been yelled at, we've been given below the belt blows because of Ebola. No, I mean the Guinean players, because of Ebola. They said we were coming from an Ebola-ridden country, blah blah blah.
So you're saying they were well motivated for the game?
They said they were well motivated
because of these underlying factors.
Because of all of these underlying factors, and so I mean at a point, I was scared. If words could kill, I'm sure I would have been dead by now. They really spoke, especially Dussier, their coach. He actually is a good talker. He's a good orator. But if only his words had transformed into skills on the field of play, I'm sure he would have done better. But like I'm saying, they build on and get better game after game. So I'm only hoping for a better performance over Guinea against Equatorial Guinea.
The Black Stars' performance against Guinea was credit to them, vast improvement on what we had seen previously. But tactically, would you say that the young men are more disciplined now, and perhaps also tactically are playing to the right formation?
I think discipline, yes. The boys have their disciplinary level, or their discipline level has actually risen up.
I'm talking about on field.
Yes, on field. Remember Yatara, the goalkeeper for Guinea. He was messing up every now and then. And I think at the latter point when he got Asamoah injured was when everybody thought they had it to the neck. And so he actually pounced on a white guy, what's his name? Kwesi. Yes, he pounced on him, and then everybody went.
Half
Look at his color. Look at Asamoah. Look at Christian. The guy is a white guy, for crying out loud.
That's racism.
No, racism is when Wakasu has played for 2 years and nobody notices him, and this guy has played for just 2 matches, and everybody sees him. That's racism. All right. So
amazing.
Yes.
But we're talking about the formations and the discipline of the team.
I think Coach Avram Grant yesterday, he didn't do 4-4-2. He did 4-1-3-2. Yeah. 4 defenders. He had 1 person playing in front of them, and then 3 and then 2 wingers. So he only used Asamoah as a decoy. I don't know if you noticed that. I mean,
yeah, we all did.
Yes, okay, so we all did. And so that left Achu to do his work, that left Kwesi to do his work. And I think that gradually the team is gelling. Kwesi is a new person in the team, but he feels like he's been with the boys for a very long time.
His name has been with the boys for a very long time.
Well, he feels so comfortable. He's just good at what he does. I mean, and he's gelled with the team. So, you know, Kevin Prince Boateng didn't do that with the team. I mean, sorry to say though, but there's no better way to say it. Kevin Prince Boateng wasn't this.
But Ghanaians.
You mean the familiarity wasn't there?
But
I think Ghanaians knew him.
They knew who Kwesi.
No, Kevin Prince Boateng. I mean, his name was on the lips of every Ghanaian.
From Portsmouth to Tottenham.
Well, yeah, you may say so. Kwesi started as a supporter of the Blackstars. I mean, he never, ever, I'm not sure, maybe he had a dream of playing for the Blackstars one day, but he started as a mere supporter of the Blackstars. There are pictures all over him on social media.
But
I have this issue, I have this thing about bonus. Are we paying any bonuses? Because, you know.
Oh, yes, we're paying bonuses. Okay. Now, you don't get winning bonus. What you get is qualification bonus. Yes, so
they're getting 50,000.
No, that was the
Guinean.
So now, where they've gotten to, the Blackstars will make $60,000 each. So 30,000 for the qualification to the quarterfinals.
So when you, okay. So now we're doing it when you qualify to quarterfinals, when you qualify to semifinals.
Yes. So when they win the ultimate, then they make $90,000.
Okay, but here's the thing. When you qualify to the quarterfinals, you get how much you said?
30,000.
Is it plus what you get for semifinals?
No.
Or we scrap that amount and give you...
So your 30,000 is there. Now then in the quarterfinals, they make another 30,000.
Oh, for real?
That makes it 60,000.
Oh, okay, cool.
And so now go ahead and... So they don't get anything for qualifying to the finals. If they win the ultimate, that's when they get $90,000.
So that will be 30, 30, 30.
Yeah.
All right.
I think it's fair, right?
I don't know. I mean,
if you're getting...
It's a lot of money, but they do a lot of work.
An appearance fee of $100,000 just for appearing at the World Cup, minus bonuses, so that if they had qualified from the group stage to the quarterfinal, to the last 16 of the World Cup, they would have made money, plus the $100,000. Then progress to the quarterfinals, that'll be more money, plus the $100,000. Qualify, you know, it was going to be all that.
Do we know how much we're making in terms of the entire team and the nation?
90,000,
how much we're
like
making
I said,
from taking part in this?
No, this one I don't think.
Africa
I don't think CAF doesn't pay appearance fees.
So we're not making any money.
No,
but we're spending. So whose money are we spending now? Is it
money,
government Ghana or this is GFA?
But the good thing is that we're spending more money than we're getting. We'll be getting. From
yes, I mean, the prize money is $1.5 million, and we spent. I think the budget has not been made public, but speculations, I think we're about $4 or $5 million into preparation.
So this is just entertainment, really. I mean,
it's just for pride.
The country is spending
for the bragging rights.
Kwesi Appiah, and him coming into the team.
Ex-coach or player?
No, player. The new boy.
Specify.
Kwesi Appiah,
the white boy.
Coming in for Lorient
Jordan Ayew.
If you look at, and I am not the one who is always a fan of Kwesi Appiah, I think his contribution apart from the goal was nothing short of what Jordan always does. I mean, that's me. I feel that Jordan has a lot more footwork and holding up play, in my perspective, than Kwesi Appiah does. But of course, overall, he may be contributing. What do you think is his asset that he brings to the team?
Okay, let me start from the Jordan Ayew angle. I think Jordan, take it or leave it, he's one of the best players that we have in the Black Stars so far. Last week, I made a certain comment and people actually fought with me because of that. I'm saying that if the coach didn't have any purpose for him, he wouldn't have put him in the team in the first place. If he didn't impress the coach based on what he did on the field of play, the coach would have taken him out. And I'm not sure that Avram Grant decided to put Kwesi Appiah in the starting 11 ahead of Jordan because of what Ghanaians are saying. Obviously, they went for training. He saw something. He needed something against Guinea. And he thought Kwesi Appiah had it. But Kwesi Appiah in the first game, I think he came on in a game against the Bafana. Yes, he played for some 7 or 10 minutes. And his first shot
Almost
got me talking.
Okay.
Because I hadn't seen him before competitively. It got me talking and I realized that, look, this guy has quite a lot of things to show us. And then yesterday, he started the game and bang, he scored a goal. And I think that...
a lucky goal.
Well, call it what you want.
What is lucky?
At the end of the
guy
day,
scored
it
a
was
goal.
a Goal. Goal. Okay. So I think that he's purposeful, just like Jordan is. Remember that in our last 3 games that Jordan has started, he actually had a special role also. He was supposed to aid the defensemen of our opponents. He was supposed to make them get tired so that they would get their focuses off Asamoah Gyan and Christian Acho and all the other people who could score for us. You understand? And so maybe, I don't know why Avram Grant decided to bench him ahead of and put Kwesi Appiah ahead of him, but put him there any day. I think he kind of stands up to the occasion. Maybe you and we watch with different eyes. That's why we say all the things that we say, like he's not a good player, he's not purposeful, Kwesi Appiah is more purposeful and all of that. But hey, there are different players who play in different leagues and different, and they have different assets. So back to your question. Kwesi Appiah is good. Jordan is good. It depends on what Avram Grant is looking for on a certain day against a certain team.
Yeah.
Okay. Against Equatorial Guinea, how difficult is it going to be? Because, I mean, really, now I can go for a bet and
say
not
that
lose.
and bet on the Black Stars.
I am worried because of their behavior in the Tunisia game and the referee.
Yes, I
it
mean,
gets me very well.
And there's a lot of money that's always flying around that country.
Yes, that changes.
And I'm sure they have that host and win mentality,
I'm not saying there'll be bribe. I'm saying there's a lot of money.
I'm saying money changes hands. Did I also call it bribe?
Okay.
Okay. So, when you're playing against the host nation,
we played against Angola, we won.
There's always pressure on you. Angola 2010, yes, we did. But when you're playing, happy birthday, who? Besser. Who is Besser? Nasser. Oh, I think Nasser is his son, yes.
Okay.
So when you're playing against a host nation, there's always a lot of pressure on you because, one, it's 12 players against 11. And the 12th player is the official.
Always?
Yes, it's always like that. Even in our local league, if you're playing home, the referee is on your side. So you get 12 against 11.
You're saying this.
I'm saying this, yes. But against Tunisia, it was 12 against 11. The penalty was evident enough. The penalty was evident enough. So the pressure will be on the Black Stars, actually. No 2 ways about that. But looking at what they have done from Senegal to Algeria to Bafana through to Guinea, look, on any day you want me to rate the Black Stars against the Equatorial Guinean players, of course, the Black Star players are like way above them. But then there's no room for complacency. If there's room for anything, there should be room for perseverance, for determination, and for the zeal that they are exhibiting game after game, that they are hungry for success. And one thing that they're saying, the Black Stars players are saying that I'm very happy about, is the fact that, look, we don't have, yes, we want to win the trophy, but we don't have our eyes there yet. We have our eyes on the game at hand,
so
at a particular time. We're taking it game after game. So now they're just focusing. If you listen to the day, he said they're focusing on Equatorial Guinea and how to map out a strategy to beat them, which is possible on Thursday. No two ways about that. I think we're straight into the finals. I don't know who we are meeting, but it's so good that we didn't get to meet Ivory Coast or DR Congo in the semi-final.
Before
I mean,
the
it would have
final.
been.
I think we'll meet
it would have
Ivory Coast
been-
in the final.
Well,
Ivory Coast it is.
fine.
I mean,
I
for me,
don't
it's
care
gonna be
who we
tough.
meet in the final
Yeah.
now. Now
But
that I know
listen.
that my boys grow after every game,
Hey,
I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm sorted.
We
Did you
hope
see the
they
talisman?
don't. They don't.
Oh
What
yes, I saw on the
That was
Guinean
fun. I
on
saw it.
Yatara,
I
right?
saw this real Africa.
Was it a
No, but
talisman?
the
Oh, I
point is, we all
Why you say you
believe
don't know
in
it,
we all believe in something.
No, I actually
Everybody
do,
and
but
what they
I
believe
mean,
in.
maybe you know, beads.
I've got an unexpected question. Do we miss Essien
No, we
or
don't.
Sulemuntari?
We still don't. I mean,
will
we
they
don't.
miss us though? I mean, will they miss the team?
As to whether, look, those people, they have their lives and their mentalities, are, especially Muntari, his mentality is very different. You don't even want to think whether he's missing Ghana or not. But I mean, yes, I'm sure some way, somehow, they're throwing their weight behind the teams. Look, the players, they're all friends. So I'm sure they speak. Especially, I know that Ajimambidu is really close with Essien. He speaks with him every now and then. I'm sure he's motivating him in a certain way. But maybe if we were not winning, then I'll say that probably we missed Essien in this game or we missed a Muntari in that game. Look, Christian Achu scored a typical Muntari game, a typical Muntari goal yesterday, which now stands as the goal of the tournament if we don't get anybody beating that one. I don't think we missed them.
Okay.
All that has happened from the World Cup, how has that influenced the way the team is playing currently?
I posed that question to Reverend Osekofi, and look, I think that it's really has gotten to them. It has had an effect on them because look, every Ghanaian had written them off prior to this, the beginning of this tournament. Did you? Was the media?
Some people
was the media
still even want to see them with a cap.
In my community,
cap.
because in my community, for example, when the Blackstars scored, I didn't hear all the buzz that there was. Yes.
Yesterday,
Some
I
people
think
want
I
to
was
see
the
them
only
with the
person
cap
in here who
before.
was making all the noise, and so if I shout, then people get to know that, oh, Ghana has scored. I think that thing has really had an effect on them because now all they think about is, look, we need to, and in every interview they say it, that, look, we need to appease Ghanaians, we need to win back the hearts of our Ghanaian fans, we need to get them back on our side. And so, looking at this, forgive me, we'll come back.
No,
But
the
looking at-
dance. Is it
no,
a dance?
not the dance.
Okay.
This goalkeeper, he had a yellow card before the red card. So what does he mean? Because the second card was a straight red. I'm sure it means he'll
So it means
miss,
that
he'll miss the next CAF two games from
Yes.
CAF, right? 2 or 3 games.
Not only CAF.
No, the next
international
in
game.
international game. That's
not
what it means.
international. This is CAF.
Yes,
So
it
you
translates to the FIFA matches even.
Oh, really?
Yes. For example, Laie Kinson.
Okay.
Laie Kinson
Okay.
had a ban in the African Cup of Nations in Egypt. He didn't play the World Cup. You get it?
Okay.
Right.
I get it. But
Before
back-
we started,
what were we talking about?
We're talking about the World Cup and how
Yes.
that has started.
So in every interview, they stress the fact that they want Ghanaians to forgive them, and the only way out is to win the ultimate. And so it's there. It's stuck in the back of their minds that they know that Ghanaians are indifferent. I mean, gone are those days when you see people, social media, WhatsApp, Instagram, BBM with Blackstar photos and all of that. I can tell you that I have about 500 and something contacts on BBM, about 700 plus, 600 plus on WhatsApp. And apart from
Your contact just on
myself,
WhatsApp.
yes, apart from
For what
myself
do you
and
do?
2 or 3 other people, I haven't seen anybody putting up a picture of the Black Stars or even the national flag or something. And it tells you that Ghanaians are still a bit indifferent. Save for the fact that we are winning. I'm sure.
What's
the
your
Black
prediction?
Stars against Equatorial Guinea. Oh, I
When
see
are
a-
they playing that match?
It's on Thursday. I see a 3-0
Thursday.
Ghana.
3-0 Ghana.
Yeah.
Are you wearing a talisman?
I wish I was. I see 3-0 Ghana.
You seem to be having.
It's
What's your
just
prediction?
because of what I've seen
I
so
don't know,
far.
man. I'm just like the team. I am living by each game.
As for me,
I don't know.
I don't know.
Don't go betting again
I'll-
before you go borrowing.
I think I'll bet.
But
I'll bet on the final.
Yeah.
I know Ghana
Okay.
will be in the final. That
So-
one I'll bet against Ghana.
Remember, you were saying
I lose,
that Dede Ayew, you were
lunch is on
calling
me.
him Morgan.
His name is
Okay.
Andre
Morgan Rami Ayew.
Andre, okay, Rami
But
Andre
the day is
Morgan
in there,
Rami
right?
Ayew.
No,
That's
the day is a nickname. It's not part of his name actually. It's Andre Rami Morgan Ayew. And I mean, for those of us who are privileged to be close with him, we call him still Dre. Or Dre.
Which one is that?
Or Dre.
Rap.
I see
He
what
likes
Dr.
rap.
Dre.
No,
Hip-hop.
his name is Andre.
Oh, yeah, Dre.
So we call him
sure.
Dre or still Dre, you know.
So Dre is
Yeah, but still is not part of his
No,
name.
it's not the name.
the people who are close.
You see, when he scored the goal, we're like, still Dre, and he'll go like, still Dre. You
Wow.
know? That's
The
how
people
it
who are
goes.
close to the elites in our society.
Oh,
Baba Tando.
you're big enough to be close to certain people as well.
Baba
In
Tando.
politics, you know, yours is politics, mine is sports. So.
Yeah, but it's all good, and please make sure that the support is up there for the Black Stars. And this is what you need to do on social media. Please be buzzing, be very active.
Are you active there?
Yeah,
Do you
on
have a
Twitter.
picture of the Black Stars?
No.
Yes.
Because I'm really not for the Black Stars most of the times. But if they win the cup, I tell you, all my money will be on the Black Stars.
Oh,
That is
yeah.
if they win the cup.
Oh, yeah. Well, we're winning anyway.
All right.
I
So
see it's all coming.
all right. Okay. Good to say, the good talisman. In the meantime, though, please always get interactive on our social network page. We have on Facebook, Joy News on TV, and we also have having a handle on Twitter, Joy News on TV. You're on Twitter?
Oh yes, very active.
Okay.
At Baba Tando.
Baba Tando.
I'm active on Instagram.
I'll
Baba
get on
Tando.
you. I'll get on you on Twitter. I
You
love
should.
Twitter.
You should.
All right. So in the meantime, though,
Oh, Mama V's Twitter handle
Mama
is
V
buzzing as well.
Mama V Abuaje has a Twitter handle.
Yeah. Before you go, let me tell you what I'm talking about next with Samuel Jonathan. Really, really important. Effective communication
Oh,
skills. All of you.
We need it.
But stay tuned. You know, like watch.
Effective communication skills.
No.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
You may think you're doing well.
No. I know I do well.
After the conversation,
No, I know.
sure.
I know I do well in my job, but when it comes to the communication skills, I know I have great
I think
difficulties.
everybody does.
Yes.
Some way, somehow.
So we will be marking you and we'll be correcting
Right.
you. So stay on. That's
right back.
what we're coming up with.